This is AAREY, an oasis of trees, wildlife and water bodies surrounded by the concrete jungle of Mumbai. Now it is facing its biggest threat. It's an area bigger than 1,000 cricket stadiums, with over 484,000 trees. That's 6 times bigger than the Central Park in New York, with 20 times more trees. If you go here, it won't even feel like Mumbai. Surrounded by over 20 million people, the trees of AAREY and the Sanjay Gandhi National Park filter the air you breathe. AAREY is home to a rich biodiversity. 77 species of birds, 86 species of butterflies, 13 species of amphibians, 46 species of reptiles, and 90 species of spiders. What many don't know is that it's also home to around 10,000 Warli Adivasis in 27 hamlets or padas spread across AAREY. Sounds quite like a charming idyllic village, doesn't it? Unfortunately, there's a dark cloud looming over this natural habitat. The Mumbai Metro Rail Corporation, the MMRC, is building a station and a coach shed here. Experts believe this will destroy AAREY as we know it. The Mumbai Metro Line 3, connecting Kolaba in the south to Seeps in the northern suburbs, is the pet project of Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. As a public transport utility, it will save congestion, pollution and carbon emissions in the long run. But the problem is...
The metro shed seeks to start a workshop, a railway workshop, where coaches will be serviced, washed, cleaned, maintained, etc. The point is, why should such a facility be set up inside a forest?
Wait, did you hear that? The government is proposing the metro shed not in a barren land, not in an industrial land, not in any other land, but inside a forest. What's even more baffling is that the government is in denial about AAREY being a forest. In July 2017, the Maharashtra Forest Minister Sudhir Mungantivar asked for evidence proving AAREY was a forest. Environmental activists dug out government records showing exactly that AAREY was a forest land. Mungantivar is yet to respond.
I would say for a second, let's forget all the records. What is visible? When you see a tiger in front of you, do you say it's a donkey? You can't say that. You can't insult your own intelligence. This is what I am telling the Chief Minister and the Forest Minister. For God's sake, this is your city, this is your state. Come down, spend half an hour, look at the place and then say it's not a forest. But the problem is they neither have the time to come down, neither do they have the time to engage with citizens.
When we asked the Forest Department, they pointed to an affidavit which stated that because some non-forest activities have been happening in AAREY, it cannot be declared a forest. You would think the MMRC is being forced to destroy forest land because of a lack of alternative spaces. Surprisingly, no. As expensive as Mumbai's real estate may be, there still is a lot of unused land lying within the metropolitan limits.
The government appointed a committee of experts in which there were 2 experts who are the scientists. They said the same thing what we are saying. They are saying AAREY is not the place for a metro car shed. You need to go to Back Bay, you need to go to Kanjurmarg, and if you don't get those places, then maybe we can consider AAREY. But the problem is, even they were not heard. They had to put in dissent notes.
The MMRC rejected the expert advice, terming the sites unviable for building a shed. Now, 2 years later, the agency has allotted the same piece of land for a coach shed, but it's for a future metro project. So, still no plans of leaving AAREY.
The denial of AAREY being a forest has to do with the land which has been occupied by the Adivasis or the traditional forest dwellers as they are known. There has been this political pressure or from the developer along with the developers to open up AAREY for SRA schemes, slum rehabilitation schemes, and they are trying to make these forest dwellers as slum dwellers. They are treating them as encroachers and trying to put them into 250 square feet, 220 square feet tenements where they can hardly move or do anything which they were doing, and they have been resisting it all these years.
On 20 June 2017, more than 2,000 Adivasis came out in protest.
ठीक है, हम लोग यहाँ के आदिवासी है, मूल निवासी, यहाँ सदियों से हम लोग रहते आए हैं और तभी ऐसा कुछ नहीं था कि ऐसा कुछ होगा, यहाँ पे ऐसा डेवलपमेंट आएगी और फिर हमें हटना पड़ेगा। लेकिन अभी क्या हो रहा है कि धीरे धीरे मुंबई बढ़ती जा रही है और अलग अलग प्रोजेक्ट आ रहे हैं, तो आरे के अंदर ही आ रहे हैं। जैसे कि SRPF आया, फिर फोर्स 1 आया, उसके पहले फिल्म सिटी आई, फिर मॉडर्न बेकरी आई, अभी रिलायंस आई, तो अभी मेट्रो आ रही है, फिर जू आ रहा है। मूल निवासी होने के बाद भी हमें यहाँ से निकाला जाता है। कौन निकाल रहे हैं? यहाँ पर बाहर से आने वाले लोग।
तुम्ही रस्त्यावर तरुण पोरी आला नाही तर हे सरकार तुम्हाला नागवल्याशिवाय राहणार नाही। आरे कॉलनीमध्ये तुमचं निशाणी दिसणार नाही, लक्षात ठेवा। सर्व या ठिकाणी बिल्डिंग उभ्या करून टाकेल सरकार।
जमीन जाएगी, खेती मतलब जाएगी, तो हम लोग कैसे खाएंगे, किसके ऊपर कमाई करेंगे और हम लोग कहाँ जाएंगे? हम लोग को तो यही रहना है। हम लोग को मतलब जैसे मतलब यहाँ से निकाल देंगे, कहाँ देंगे जगह से, मतलब बिल्डिंग में देंगे या कहाँ रूम देंगे, तो हम लोग को तो उस बिल्डिंग में रहने नहीं होगा।
मेरे घर में भी अभी तक 5 लोगों के सांप ने काटा है, लेकिन हमारा बिल्कुल उसमें ये नहीं है कि बाबा ये हमें यहाँ से जाना है। तो सांप है यहाँ पे, लेपर्ड है जो बिपटिया बोलते हैं, जिसकी हम लोग पूजा करते हैं, हम भगवान मानते हैं। वो तो फैमिली मेंबर जैसा है हमारा। कभी कभी वो 4-5 दिन आते नहीं है तो हम लोग डर लगता है कि कहाँ गया, अभी किसने मारा, क्या हुआ।
हमको कैसे शेर का डर होगा ऐसे करके लोग सोचते हैं, लेकिन हमें शेर का डर तो नहीं है। देखो जैसे मेरे ऊपर ही, मैं भाजी भी लगाती हूँ। जब भाजी निकालने बैठी थी तो पीछे बाजू कब आके बैठा था मुझे तो पता नहीं। जब मैं कचरा निकालने के लिए गई तभी मुझे हल्ला किया यहाँ पर मतलब फिर भी मैं कैसे मेरे बच्चे जाके चिल्लाया, पूरे गांव वालों को जमा करके लेके आया, तब मतलब मैं बच गई। नहीं तो मुझे तो लेके ही जाता था। लेकिन ऐसे वो भी भूखे पेट होगा तो लेना तो किसी भी कुत्ता हो या आदमी मिले, जो मिले उसे तो लेके जाना ही है, उसका भी पेट है ना।
While AAREY currently falls under the no development zone, the MMRC has sought to change its status to C1, a commercial zone. This has led to fears that the metro might be an excuse to open up AAREY for commercial exploitation.
The commercial C1 tag which is given, that is the lucrative part for this government, for this metro car shed. If the 30-hectare property is with them and if they develop only half of it and use it for real estate construction or whatever, the value will go up to 20,000 crores. So that money cannot be made in the other areas which we are proposing as alternatives to the car shed. That's the problem.
But even before the land status was changed, the MMRC has started work inside AAREY, which is illegal.
मानव जब तक अपनी आदतें नहीं बदलेगा।
In a speech delivered on 5 June on World Environment Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had said it was criminal to ruin the environment for our future generations.
प्रकृति के साथ संघर्ष का रास्ता हमें विनाश की ओर ले गया है और आने वाले दिनों में शायद हमारी गलतियां और अधिक नए संकटों को जन्म दे सकती हैं।
For the metro line, around 5,000 trees are in the process of being axed. The MMRC's attempts at transplanting the trees has been ridiculed by experts and citizens alike.
This so-called magical formula of transplanting trees like paperweights in a country which has a near zero success rate is something which we need to look into. It's shocking that a government agency goes and files lies after lies on affidavit. In the Bombay High Court, they came and said that they are going to cut about 350 trees. They came and told the National Green Tribunal, we want to cut 500 trees. They go and tell the Chief Minister, we'll cut 250 trees. And they issue tenders for 3,200 trees to be cut.
On 17 July, vindicating the citizens' concerns, a High Court appointed panel found that the MMRC had unnecessarily cut down several trees.
मैंने बहुत बार ऐसा देखा है कि बड़े-बड़े, अब मेरे सामने हुआ है, बड़े-बड़े पेड़ काट के, जंगल हटा के, सुरंग वगैरह लगा के उसको जेसीबी से तोड़ के वहां पे बिल्डिंगें बनाई जा रही है। लेकिन ऐसा नहीं कभी मैंने सुना है कि बिल्डिंगें तोड़ के, सिटी तोड़ के वहां पे जंगल बनाओ। ऐसा भी होना चाहिए ना, ये भी विकास का एक अंग है। और हम लोगों का ऐसा है कि जैसे मछली पानी के बगैर नहीं रह सकती, आदिवासी लोग जंगल के बगैर नहीं रह सकते। जंगल रहेगा तो आदिवासी रहेंगे और आदिवासी रहेंगे तो ही जंगल रहेगा।